What's up, my crypto legends? The price of Bitcoin continuing to explode. Now, on the higher time frame, we do have a bearish case scenario, which is the monthly chart with that 𝗬cie candlestick. On the weekly, however, we have a massive hammer bullish candlestick here, and we're already seeing the bullish effect. In today's episode, we're talking about the signs of strength, the major levels that we need to take into consideration to break through to possibly see an all-time high in the next coming weeks, or have a massive rejection point. Also, what are the levels that need to maintain as support if we are going to start correcting here in the next coming hours and days? We're taking a look at the liquidity and some important news, guys, so make sure to stay tuned. Now let's start off obviously with the higher time frame, the monthly candlesticks. Before, I want to let you know a platform that I've been using lately for the last few weeks is Bluffing. It is a no KYC platform, and it's going to be like that for a long time. Just with an email and a password, you can sign up in less than 2 minutes. You got an $80,000 deposit bonus, and if you are trading here anyway and you're interested in copy trading me, you just click here at the top left on copy trading and you search for Andy Bitcoin Sensors. I will be explaining here the settings because we are already at 163 people. There's only 37 places left, and I'll be explaining the settings during the next couple of live streams before I start trading here, legends. Let's go right away here through the higher time frame. We talked about this 𝗬cie candlestick or engulfing candlestick here on the higher time frame. On the monthly chart, you can see that monthly close here from April, well beneath the April open. And no doubt that this on the higher time frame is usually bearish. However, usually when you cross the 50% Fibonacci successfully, you are likely going to invalidate this bearish case scenario. Now, that would be the equilibrium from last month, which is sitting around about $65,990. I've put this level here, as you can see, in the green horizontal right over here, and I'll be explaining what we need to see in the next coming days to see if that bearish engulfing or 𝗬cie candle is still possibly going to play out. Of course, if we start reaching here the $67,000 and breaking very nicely, then of course I will not see this bearish candlestick playing out. Now, on the lower time frames, we got a bullish hammer candle. As you can see, just yesterday closing Sunday, we can see this massive wick here closing in a hammer. Now you can see it on the picture. When we saw this happening in January, look at this. You got a massive bullish hammer candlestick here printed in January, and we had that huge, massive bullish effect in February. Now, are we going to see that effect right now? Well, of course, no doubt that if we do manage to get above the $67,000, it will likely have that continuation to the upside. Now, the $67,000 is an extremely important level, as there is a lot of short liquidations. There is billions of dollars of short liquidations there. It is no doubt a very strong resistance level. So if we do manage to close a strong daily candle above these candlesticks right over here, I would be expecting continuation to the upside, just as we did manage to close here the daily candle above these daily levels, all right, just yesterday as well, and we're getting that bullish reaction just today. So the same scenario here. If we are going to come up and tap this zone, it is a big level of resistance. We got a huge amount of short liquidations, like I explained here with the heat map. We have also the point of control of the entire range of March and April sitting right over there. So no doubt that this zone is extremely important resistance that is going to basically tell us if the trend is going to continue to the upside to have an attempt and hit all-time high. Now, of course, this is also the 618 Fibonacci from the all-time high, or basically from this pivot high of this major drop. When we do analyze here, pivot high, pivot low Fibonacci, we can see the 61865 is where we have the liquidation, is where we have these daily candlesticks, okay, is where we have the point of control of the range. So no doubt it's a crucial zone. If we start getting some choppy action here, it is possible that we could see a strong reversal. If we close that daily candlestick here above this level, then no doubt there is a very, very high chance that we're just going to continue to the upside to have an attempt and hit all-time highs days possibly after that daily candlestick close. Zooming in here, okay, on the daily chart, we have printed a weekly level, which is at $63,060. And that level is also where we have the value area low of this entire trading zone, that we were actually sitting above it very, very nicely. Just yesterday, we retraced all the way down to the value area low. You can see this daily candlestick, and we got that massive bounce from $63,000. So value area low holding very nicely. We got the weekly yesterday closing very close to that value area low. So no doubt that this is a sign of strength. And if we do start retracing down in between today and tomorrow, we want to see this area holding quite nicely. A little bit of choppiness. We'll be analyzing very, very carefully if we are going to start forming a descending wedge, a little bit of double bottom scenarios here. This is a zone where I would be very much interested for anybody that hasn't been longing from lower for a potential long trigger. We're going to have to be waiting patiently to see what kind of candlesticks are printed there. But on the lower time frames, no doubt that that zone is the interest zone to hold nicely. The $62,800 range, right? Give or take a bit of volatility. We want to start maintaining that level as support to see if we are going to manage and get that bounce. Okay, so this is the zone of interest for Bitcoin if we are going to start getting a pullback. And if we do get an aggressive drop, guys, I would be very much aware. Okay, I'm not going to look to catch a falling knife. I want the price holding quite nicely as support, get a reaction, because if we get a falling knife here and we start dipping below the weekly level and also the value area low, it ain't going to be looking too great. We'll be analyzing very, very carefully where the price is going to stop if we start losing that weekly and value area low here. Very important to maintain it as support. A good way is going to the lower time frames, such as the 1 hourly 30-minute time frame, and look for those small little reactions, right? Get that price coming down here and getting that consolidation. Is there an attempt for a swing failure pattern from the lows of yesterday? I'm going to say yes. For any of those aggressive scalpers and long day traders, if you do get the low from yesterday, which is very close, okay, to that weekly level, I'm just going to put here low of Sunday, okay, so basically previous day low in this case. And if we do see the price wicking beneath the level, having an attempt to get beneath the weekly close from yesterday, there is very much a possibility for a quick bounce reaction, okay? For any of those scalpers that want to get into an aggressive long position, it is definitely possible to take this as a quick swing failure pattern. And for those day traders, swing traders, I would be waiting for the price to actually consolidate and look for that reaction, double bottom, consolidate here for several hours to then take that informed decision if we are going to hold this range and looking for that bounce to test the highs again. If we do just break through and we do not create a swing failure pattern, I will be waiting carefully for that naked point of control at $61,700 range we have here from Friday. And it's, basically that level over here where we have that high volume node is where I would be waiting for the price to form a consolidation. And once that consolidation is formed, I would be looking for that descending channel, descending wedge, double bottom scenarios to look for that potential recovery. Only if the price holds. Not looking to catch a falling knife at this zone. It's going to be a little bit dangerous as we are losing support levels. So just remaining patient till we form a range, because inside of the ranges, there are great scalping and day trade opportunities. Volatility is not what I trade. I trade ranges and analyzing very carefully those levels for my trading scenarios. Let's talk about a little bit of news that is going on here. We have just in, Bitcoin has officially processed over 1 billion transactions, guys. This is a huge milestone, no doubt. One of the strongest, if not the strongest network out there in planet Earth. Just surpassed over 1 billion transactions in the last 24 hours. Also very interesting, year-to-date performance, top ETFs and Bitcoin ETFs. Top ETFs, we can see S&P 500 ETF giving a return year to date about 6.5%. And then we can see the Bitcoin ones giving a 33%. No doubt that a lot of investors are going to be eyeing this, and this makes it very attractive for those big companies to actually invest in Bitcoin. So this is no doubt a bullish long-term effect that is going to happen, as we do going to see a huge tidal wave of investors jumping into the Bitcoin ETF. What we do have here also is GBTC daily flows chart is quite funny. Now, we've seen during the last couple of months how there's been some pretty aggressive outflows on GBTC, and we just flipped bullish. There is actually some net inflows on GBTC during the last 24 hours, which is, they're suddenly selling very aggressively, and now they're starting to accumulate, and they've been basically selling almost at the exact range, right? Right in between $60,000 and $70,000. Now they're starting to buy while Bitcoin is trading at $65,000. So very, 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 very interesting to see this. This certainly flipped, a little bit bullish. Maybe there's just going to be a few inflows in the coming days, but there is definitely a reversal sign here, as the outflows were just going down and down and down during the last few weeks. And now suddenly it looks like they're going to be interested in buying up some Bitcoin, as you can see the reversal chart here on inflows. Guys, thank you very much for joining. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I will be doing a live stream in the next coming hours. Thank you very much for joining, and I will see you in the next one.